talk in front of the beginning of my video here. And like the short described, it said I was going to unbox the 2002 Mattel Tooth Fairy doll. And when I first saw this doll, I fell in love with her. And I got her for Christmas maybe a couple years ago, so I didn't get her back in 2002 because I wasn't really collecting dolls back then. I had all my Barbies from the 80s still, but I wasn't into collecting. And I left her in the box forever because she was so pretty. And I'm just like, do I take her out? But I'm not one of those collectors that keeps the dolls in the box. I want to touch them. I want to see their little accessories, and that's how I do things. So let's get to unboxing. This is a Barbie signature. It's Tooth Fairy. The back, I'll leave it up for a little bit. I'm not going to read it all to you, even though I can read, but down here, and when you look at the very bottom of the box, you can see that it says 2022. So let's get this girl out of her plastic little box. She's been in here for a while. Time to set the Tooth Fairy free. All right, so here she is, and she's even more gorgeous in person. Now, I fell in love with her face. I don't know what face mold this is, but I mean, how gorgeous is her face? Stunning, right? So let's see, she comes with some accessories. I'm going to try to get her out carefully without breaking her. All right, let me get the scissors. I always try to undo things without wrecking things, but that'll take forever. All right, so if you look at the back of the box, she comes with a COA, which is Certificate of Authenticity. I don't know if they mean anything in real life or if you should save those. But she does come with a white stand, plastic, and she has one of those newer stands where in between her legs would go here so you don't see anything around her waist, which is kind of neat. I don't think I have any stands like this yet. All right, now the back of the box. I think I'm just going to do this really quick. See how annoying. I always reference the 80s dolls that I had. I feel like they weren't secure like this. The clothes had strings. You cut one string and everything pops off the back of the cardboard for the clothes. The simple days, folks, the simple days. At the risk of sounding like a Gen Xer. The 80s and pre-80s Barbies, they were the best. I just went to the Barbie exhibit at the New York State Museum, and I was so excited. It had been there since December in Albany, and I decided to make a girls' trip out of it with my mom and my niece and my nephew's girlfriend, because my mom, she was an only child, and she had every single Barbie, including Barbie #1. And when I was a little girl, I was like, what happened to all your Barbies? She goes, well, your grandfather gave them to the Ford girls, because I guess they didn't have much. So she had all the cars, all the furniture, all the houses from the 50s and 60s. So it kind of makes me sick to my stomach to think I could have inherited all those dolls but instead, some little girls that lived near my mom at the time got all those dolls, and I'm sure they didn't keep them in good condition and cherish them. All right, so she is out. And let's get a look at her close up. Again, face, color of her lips are kind of like a pink, but more on the coral side. She has lavender eyes, blonde eyebrows, platinum hair. Her tiara is sewn to her head, high ponytail with some hair wrapped around it. I know what I love? I love all these things in her skull. That's my favorite part. That's pretty. She has a purple dress on. It has snaps. Underneath, she's wearing, looks like lavender underpants. So it's nice to see snaps again and not Velcro. I miss the snaps. On the front, it's a V-neck. She has some tulle with glitter polka dots on it. She has rotating neck. Her shoulders can spin and move. She has articulation at the elbows. Her wrist has articulation. She has a little silver wand that's a star. And I have the same wand in pink. Her hips can rotate forward, backwards, and out, and back and forth, so that's good. Knee articulation, no ankle articulation, but she does have these little, they're flat on the bottom, even though her foot is arched, and they're like a matte silver tone. So that is the Tooth Fairy doll, and I can't believe I finally took her out of the box. This is great. So I have plans to do like this fantasy kind of theme with her and a couple other my dolls that I'll be making videos for. So here's the doll. Now she does come with some accessories. She comes with these fairy wings. And there's this little protrusion, I guess. And if you can't tell, they're iridescent glitter, but it has kind of like a purple, a light purple. And I guess, which I love because she doesn't have a hole in the back of her plastic, which I love because a lot of these fairy dolls have the wings permanently attached. And I'm going to assume that if you want to turn her into the fairy, you would just stick that in the back of her dress. And when you see her from the front, hold on, let's try this again. When you see her from the front with her wings, she is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, love it. And let's look at this background. It's kind of like a window, purple, magenta, pinks, a moon. And then there's a bag at the bottom here. I'll try to get the bag of accessories out. I'm assuming this little sack is like the sack that she uses to collect teeth. And I'm wondering if inside this little sack, if there's going to be, I think there's going to be Barbie-sized teeth in here. That would be awesome. But I think it would be awesome for like little Barbie-sized teeth in the sack. But that's just my wishful thinking. All right, so this is attached with some thread. So it's just a silver drawstring pouch. No teeth. I'm so disappointed. If I were in charge of the world, if I were Mattel, I would have made little tiny Barbie teeth and a little symbol for her to use. And then there is a coin. It's plastic. and I'm trying to get it. It looks like there's like a little fairy girl here. There's a little tooth with stars around it. This side has the same mold. It's like a little fairy girl on this side and a tooth down there with stars. So she got money for collecting teeth, but I don't see any teeth. Disappointing. But the doll itself, super, super gorgeous. So in love. Can't wait for you guys to see the other dolls that I'm going to be using in my little fantasy theme play set. And I love this hair. Oh my goodness. So that's her. But I have a bonus. I figured while I'll have you guys live with me here, that I will show you this new doll that I got. I'm not sure how to say this. I'm assuming it's Jean. I don't know, princess doll. Got her from AliExpress. This is the second one of her I got because the first box was crushed also, like this one, and the leg was broken off. So I had to return it because they don't do exchanges. So I had to return the doll, get a refund, and order her again. And the price was not honored for the first price that I got. So this is the box I got, crushed from AliExpress. And the doll number is FR01. And it kind of looks like a Barbie Looks box on the side. Nothing good on the back, just product info, service hotline, model, and a crushed box from AliExpress. But let me tell you, this doll it's the only one I have of her. I'm only going to get one, I think, but she is stunning. She's so different looking. And here she is. Sorry if you don't like doll nudity. It is what it is, folks. It's a doll. And when you look at her face, she has these light brown eyes, these amber kind of eyelashes. Her lips are like a pink, a cool pink. Her hair is so soft. It's not all matted either. It's curly, well-rooted, thick. So I'm happy with that. Then she has a lot of articulation. Regular head. At the chest, she has articulation. She has legs that rotate, not so much back too far, but forward, out to the side. Shoulder articulation, elbow, wrist. And she has articulation at the knee, no articulation at the foot. When she sits, it's not a full 90s, but pretty close. Leans back a little bit. But yeah, she is taller than Barbie. I have a tall Barbie, and she's probably the same height as my tall Barbie is. But my tall Barbie has flat feet, so she appears taller. But if my tall Barbie had tippy toes like she did, so she's about the size of a tall Barbie. Skinny, it's all hard plastic. There's no rubber on her except for, well, even her face is really hard plastic. It's not squishy. So, yeah, my first one of her, this leg was snapped right off and loose in the box. But this one, I love her. She's going to be part of my fantasy theme. She's going to be a character in that also, because she just looks like some kind of fantasy princess type girl to me. But yeah, so there's my Jean princess. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. All right, guys, that's it for my two new dolls. One's an unboxing of the Tooth Fairy, and one is a Jean princess. You get these two together. Both gorgeous. Love these. So thanks for joining me. Stay tuned for more videos. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Especially the subscribe part, because I've been stuck at 600 and... No, I think I'm at 592 or something. I haven't broke the 1,000 mark yet. So I'm looking for that. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye, everybody.